the 18th of February 2019. Chris Watts prison interview at the Dodge Correctional Institution in Waupun, Wisconsin. This video is about things I find odd in what Chris says, and I have also added a new possible theory.
And so as I walked away, I thought, Chris is different. Chris is a little bit unique. So in talking with Tammy and talking with Dave, I said, what did you feel like when it all went down? When we were there, when we were talking to you guys, and we all kind of, in our own different way and in our own different wording, said it all happened a bit too quick for us, right? So when we saw you last, we were talking about your family, about your parents, about everyone. And then the next thing you know, for me and Tammy and for Dave, all of a sudden some patrol officers came in and arrested you. And that was far quicker than we had hoped it would happen.
In my opinion, the fact that these law enforcement officers were saying they haven't stopped talking together or thinking about this case, leads me to believe they know there is more to it. They went for this interview with Chris to try to find out more details, or maybe others' involvement.
Is it possible that he found you instead of you finding him?
From what John told me, he found me on like a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I don't even have that app.
Okay.
You had my phone, so
okay.
You could probably saw what app I had. But I've never even heard of the app, but
okay.
Just want to note that Chris said he didn't have the WhatsApp app on his phone, so that clears up the fact that many have said NK and Chris could have messaged using WhatsApp.
After that, we just ran into each other a few times in the office, and I think it was probably the fourth time meeting. She had asked me, because when we were talking back and forth, I would say, we moved here from Colorado or from North Carolina and stuff like that, and then she's like, "What's all this weed stuff?" I'm like, I took out my phone and showed her a picture, my girl's on the phone. It's like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Yeah." I didn't wear a ring to work because I sent it off so I get refitted after I lost all that weight.
Chris said he didn't wear a ring to work, wedding ring. That's just what NK said, that he wasn't wearing a ring in one of her interviews also.
What did she know about you? Did she know you were married at first?
She did, once I showed her the pictures on my phone. The home screen picture.
So was your wife in that picture, or was it just your girls?
It was just my girls right there, but my wife was the lock screen.
Oh.
So she knew I was married to my kids.
Okay.
So NK knew he was married from the very first time he showed her his phone. I believe that is why she left him alone for a couple of days, but then she obviously didn't mind him being married because she then texted him at work and the relationship really kicked in.
Sure, I just hope she can, I'm not just mostly for her, since she's on the outside, but I'm hoping it can get that way at some point.
Since she's on the outside, what does that mean?
So then, Shanann, did she actually say you're never going to see the kids again?
She said that to me before.
Yeah. That's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, because she'd said to me before she went to Arizona. Because I wasn't really sleeping in the bedroom. I was sleeping on the couch or in the basement bed or something. And she had slammed the door. You're never going to see the kids again.
Chris lied. He told the officers earlier that on the night Shanann came home, she got into bed and they had sex. Then when they had the morning talk, she told Chris, after they spoke about the credit card charge and Chris told her it wasn't working between them, that he was never going to see the kids again. Now he is saying she said it before she went to Arizona. She slammed the door, because he was sleeping in the basement, or on the couch, and said you're never going to see the kids again. So this also proves they were arguing before she even left to go to Arizona.
Just felt like, I don't know, it was more anger than anything else. There was emotion to it at first, and then it just felt like it was just anger. It was just like there was no love there. It was kind of what we were saying, what she was saying, it was just it's almost like we knew something was combating at each other.
He just said what we were saying and what she was saying. Who is the we he is referring to?
Just stop everything with Nikki and just kind of concentrated on helping whatever happened there. Because Shanann had a story, my mom had a story. Whatever happened, I'll probably ask my 10-year-old nephew. Probably can tell me what actually happened.
Seeking the Truth with Dave channel has a video on YouTube regarding Cindy's version of Nutgate. Apparently it was nothing to do with nuts and was about Dylan being in the room the girls needed to nap in, and Shanann lost her temper over this. While hearing Chris say he would ask his 10-year-old nephew what really happened has made me think, was Nutgate caused really over this and not what was put out by Shanann?
Can you walk me through just the last few minutes before Shanann died?
It was pretty much just, I had gotten dressed for work, and then, like, we started talking.
Did she come to you?
No, I was just right there in bed.
Oh,
I just,
okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, I got my blue shirt on, my jeans and everything.
You ready to go?
I was ready to go.
Chris said he got his blue shirt on. When we see Chris on Nate's camera, he had a black shirt on.
Was she asleep, or did you have to wake her up to finish your conversation? Or?
I wake her up because, like, she got home like 2 o'clock, so she pretty much out of it. But I never knew, like, if her plane got delayed. Someone always told me, like, she just, like, sat around with Nicole and just, like, talked for a while and then came home or something. I'm not sure if that was.
Chris is saying now that he never knew Shanann's plane got delayed, but yet we see in Discovery that Shanann texted him and told him her flight was delayed and he replied to her. This is very odd to me.
And just so I'm clear, you thought maybe in your mind, you thought maybe she would take the kids somewhere else or, like, lock you out of the house or
Or just, like, you know, I wouldn't want to make a scene, like, you know, trying to, like, pound on the door, trying to get in or anything like that. But, like, I just felt like, you know, that was what I did on Sunday. You know, it was kind of like, or Saturday night was kind of like the last straw.
What I did on Sunday. What did you do on Sunday, Chris?
I read the Bible. It said, you know, like, you know, the scripture says, don't forgive these people, for they do not know what they do. Maybe she was saying that. I don't know what she was saying in her head, but she.
Forgive these people. Again, he makes reference to others being there.
And then, did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not.
Not our room. He said it didn't happen with Bella in not our room. Could that mean it happened with Bella in a different room? I find it weird that he said that.
So what happened when you got out there?
I took Shanann out just to a place off to the site. Then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just sent them back to the truck. Then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just sent them back to the truck.
He just said the girls were sitting by the truck. He didn't say sitting in the truck, so the girls were outside sitting by the truck.
I didn't want to. No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
Celeste's cause of death was suffocation, not strangulation.
Listen, all them, like, you know, when they showed up on the site, I don't even know how I was even being somewhat even coherent what I was saying, but apparently they understood me. So I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I said, this wasn't like something like some Criminal Minds type.
Like well thought out.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that.
Criminal minds, instead of criminal mind, again talking plural.
FBI or something, or FBI, I'm not sure who she met with first.
So she talked to you after she met with?
Nope.
Oh, she
That
did.
was like, she had told me, like, this is the last time you'll probably hear from me. I'm going to stay at my friend Jim's place while this is all going on. She said not to contact her until this is done. She told me to delete everything. And I didn't delete everything. I just, okay.
Okay, Chris is saying he thinks NK spoke to the police on the 14th of August, and she was going to stay at her friend Jim's, while all this was going on. And told him to delete everything. We were told she contacted law enforcement on the 15th of August. But she never contacted Chris again after the evening of the 14th of August, so either day is possible. And why delete everything? Innocent people don't need to or would think about deleting stuff.
I don't know if I just said yes, like a horrible person, or if I just put put that blanket over her too and did the same thing.
Chris was going to say sheet before he said blanket. I have done a video previously about this.
Clear away some weeds and dig a hole.
Okay. Did you have a shovel?
Yeah, we have a shovel, a rake, and a weed whacker as part of our tools.
We had a shovel, rake and a weed whacker as part of our tools. We and our, plural again.
Did you notice, was she cut or broken or bleeding in any way?
No, I mean, I know like the bloodshot eyes you were talking about, I noticed that at that point.
Yeah.
Other than that, no.
Shanann's autopsy did not show bloodshot eyes. In my opinion, law enforcement do know there is much more to this than Chris is saying. You can tell in the questions they ask, and I do believe in time they will be visiting him again. NK also has lied so much, making it impossible to not believe she's involved. Innocent people don't need to lie. She knew from the get-go that Chris was married, and it did seem to bother her for a couple of days, but only for a couple of days before she was texting Chris and they carried on with the affair. She played with Chris's mind as well, telling him she had set up dates with other dudes. This was to get him bothered about her, jealous, so he would move quicker and leave Shanann. Chris referring to NK being on the outside struck me as very odd. It's not something you would say unless they were on the outside due to not being caught. Chris talks plural a few times in his interviews. We, our, forgive these people, slip-ups in my opinion, same as when he says he got his blue shirt on. We only saw him in a black shirt that morning on Nate's video and a grey one when he returned home from work. Chris says, what I did on Sunday. What did Chris do on Sunday? Was it Sunday when he did the unthinkable to those beautiful little girls? He is remembering doing something on Sunday and quickly changes it to Saturday night. Remember also a certain NK didn't know what she was doing on Sunday afternoon either. Chris also gets details wrong or simply says he can't remember. Celeste being strangled, Shanann's eyes being bloodshot, not sure when he dug the hole. He does this a lot, which to me shows he didn't know the details because he didn't do it. What is it Chris means when the officer asks, did it happen with Bella right then? And Chris replied, not our room. What is that alluding to? Does it mean it happened with Bella in another room, like her own room, or a room somewhere else? Why didn't he say no, it was at Servi, if it was at Servi? Plus he says the girls were sitting by the truck, not in the truck. Could this be because they were already gone, like Shanann was, and he took them out the truck and put them by the truck, like he took Shanann out the truck and laid her off to the side? Or where they sat there while he buried Shanann, and he put them in the tanks afterwards? Please don't think I'm trying to say any of this happened, I'm just putting it out there that these are possibilities I gain from things he says. How can the girls be sitting by the truck, but then be in the truck when he murders them, which he said in his confession? And why was he going to say sheet, before he changed it to blanket? Is it because they were wrapped up in a sheet? Okay, now to discuss a new possible theory. On Sunday the 12th of August, Chris's phone didn't register on his router until 9 p.m. This makes it likely he did not get home from the birthday party until this time. There was vehicle activity, motion, and headlights outside his house at 9:37 p.m. It looks like someone is backing into his driveway. At 9:45 p.m., motion detected, and 11:25 p.m., looks like a car is arriving or leaving. Can't say for sure, but seeing as earlier it looked like a car was backing in, I would say it's now leaving. Shanann was supposed to arrive home at around 11:30 p.m., so these vehicles being there before and just prior to her supposed arrival is odd to say the least. As we all know, Shanann's flight ended up being delayed due to having no flight crew for the original time. Shanann tried calling Chris, but he was too busy on his 111-minute phone call to NK, so Shanann sent him a text to inform him her flight was delayed. The 111-minute phone call ended at 11:19 p.m. just before the car headlights are seen at 11:25 p.m. What if that car is leaving with Chris either driving or is a passenger? He states in his Wisconsin interview that he didn't know Shanann's flight had been delayed, someone had told him that her flight was delayed and that Shanann sat around with Nicole Atkinson while waiting on her flight. What if he left his personal phone with whoever stayed at the house, and they answered Shanann's text about the flight delay? Chris would not have known Shanann was delayed if this is the case. What if the persons in the home are there to get Shanann when she gets in? Chris stated in an interview that there was nothing on his hands. If this is the case, then there would be nothing on his hands.
But I never knew if her plane got delayed. Someone always told me she just sat around with Nicole and just talked for a while and then came home or something. I'm like,
How is it possible that a woman and 2 kids are just completely gone off the face of the earth?
I promise you, I have nothing on my hands. I did nothing to those kids or her.
What if Chris drove out to Survey, either alone or with someone after the car leaves at 11:25 p.m. from his house, to dig and prepare the hole for Shanann? His work colleagues stated he wasn't looking sweaty, dirty or out of breath when they arrived on site the next morning, but he wouldn't if the digging had been done hours before. Had he got his blue work shirt on at this point, and changed it after he had done digging, it would have been dirty and he would have been sweating. There was a basement door opening at the Watts house at 4:23 a.m. Could this be Chris, coming home? He left Survey, drove back home, entered through the basement window, only way he wouldn't be seen by Nate's camera or the Vivint doorbell, went up the stairs and opened the basement door at 4:23 a.m. In a prior interview he said, for 15 that's when I get back, slide right into bed next to her and started having a conversation with her. When I heard this I thought it was very odd. But now if Chris had been away from the house then he would have got back.
4 a.m., that's when my alarm goes off for work, and I'm supposed to get dressed, brush my teeth, everything I do upstairs.
Okay.
4:15, that's when I get back, slide right into bed next to her.
After the basement door was opened, a motion was detected in the front room area as the motion detector in there logged a motion, and then the garage door was opened. Did Chris then load up his truck and leave for Survey? I'm not saying any of this is what happened, but I am asking you all to consider this theory. Things seem to add up, for me anyway. Things Chris says, things like the motion detection happen at the times this could all be possible. This would also mean Chris didn't have anything on his hands apart from the planning of it all, and other murderers are walking free. I have always felt that Chris did not murder his daughters. I just don't see it at all, but I was not sure about Shanann's murder. Now I feel that this could be the way it went, which means it was not Chris that did it. He had no time that morning at Survey to do all he says he did. He was calling and texting people as well. This way would have given him time to prepare for Shanann's burial. He could have transported her there and buried her. He had time for that. As for the children, I believe they never went home after the birthday party, but when they were killed I don't know. Thank you for listening. Please leave your thoughts.